Hello, guys. Welcome back to Girl Get Up Podcast. How are you guys doing, Villager? It has been a minute, but I'm grateful to be here with you guys. We are almost at the end of the year, but we thank God that we are still here. So today we will be talking about being a role model to your kids. So this takes me back to 2021. My daughter, who at the time was just 8. Yo, excuse me, guys. She runs to me and she said, "Mom, teach me a language." And I'm like, okay. So guys, remember now, I'm a Bassa woman, so I thought she meant my dialect. So I play it off, and she walked away. The next day she came from school and she said, "Mommy, I want to fast." And I look at her, I say, "Why do you want to fast?" She ran in her room and she came out with a Bible book, that I got for the kids. So she said, "Remember, this lady, we read about her the last time she fasted for some days ago and talked to the king." Mind you, we've read the story of Esther like a week past. So she said, "I want to fast." So I talked to her. I said, "But what do you want to fast about? That I can, talk about that, right now." But she said, "This is the reason why I want to fast." So we talk about it, and she left. So some days go by, I get a phone call from school. Her teacher had called me to tell me. She said, "Ma'am, do you know that your daughter has been fasting? She doesn't eat when it's time for lunch. She leaves the classroom and she goes to the library because she doesn't want to get tempted." I said, "Well, she told me about fasting, but I just thought it was a joke." The teacher said, "No, she's actually, fasting." So I called my pastor and I talked to him about it. Then I remember when she told me to teach her my language. She was talking about to teach her how to speak in tongues, because that is what I do at home. I pray, midnight. We will usually, have devotions, at home. So this podcast is just reminding us. I like to talk to all of us because most of the time we don't realize that we as mothers, father, to the men, that what we do, our kids are watching us. How are you reflecting God to your kids? When your son, when your daughter look at you, what do they see? I had no clue that all along this kid has been watching me, because from time to time, I will fast and the church will have, we will fast at the end of the year. We would do a whole month, of fasting, and I would take out my own time and fast. I didn't even realize that my daughter has been watching me all this time. And I just thought to come and share with all of us. When you look around us, when you look on social media, when you look in a community, we have so much chaos happening around us. I want to stop here to just talk to us really quick. As a father, can your son look at you and say, "You know what? I want to be like you, Dad"? Or as a mother, can your daughter, look at you and say, "Mom, I want to be like you"? What example? How are we living for our kids? Because nowadays, you hear will say, "I'll do me." It's an American saying, "Oh, I'll do me." In the process of doing you, do you consider your children? Do you think about them? Because they are the next generation after we're gone, because eventually we will age and we'll all die. It is not like we want to, but that is a part of our lives that we cannot escape, right? All of us. So I just thought to come and share it with us. How are we living in our home? What type of life? Can your life be a mirror for your sons and daughter to look at and say, "I want to, emulate my father. I want to, emulate my mother, because I am who I am because of my mom. My mom was sold out to ministry. I saw my mom, all I saw my mom do, may her soul, rest in peace. But all I saw her do was, be kind to people. All I saw my mom do was, do ministry. She was devoted to the church, and even up to her death, she lived a life that all I saw through my mother was Christ. And as a mother, as a father, like I said, can your sons and daughter look at you and see God? How are you living? Do you have devotions in your home? Those of us who are in the church, how often do you have devotions at home? Do you sit around the table and hold hands and pray? Because nowadays we are so distracted. We are consumed with our phones, the gadgets, the TV, and everything around us, distracting us. How much time are we investing in our kids that when your sons leave home, that people will say, oh my God, your kid, is well behaved. I mean, they're respectful. Your child is humble. Remember, the Bible, talks about it. Train up a child in the way that he should, go, that when he's old, he will not depart from it. What type of life, what kind of lifestyle are you living as a mother, as a father? How do you carry yourself? How are you a role model to your children? I want to talk to all of the mothers right now. Let me just pause and talk to us as women, because we all want to show up on Facebook. When you go on Facebook Live, you see women, we're just doing so much, the way we dress, the way we carry ourselves, the things we do. A lot of us, we dress up like our teenagers. The clothes that our children are supposed to be wearing, those are the clothes that we wear. Can your son or daughter, right? This is kind of harsh. Can your son look at you as a mother and say, Mom, I want to marry a girl just like you, because of the way you carry yourself, because of the way you treat people, because of the way you relate to people, because of the life that you're living? Or can your son look at you, excuse me, as a father and say, Daddy, when I grow up, I want to be just like you, because you are a good father, you're a role model. I see God in you. When I look at you, I can see Christ. I just thought, just come on. As we wrap up this year, as we're about to transition into next year, as a father, as a mother, if we haven't, I want to talk to all of us, to just challenge all of us. Let's be that light to our children that the Bible is talking about, not just to everybody else, but to our children. That today or tomorrow, that when we are gone, people can look at them and say, you know what, Tracy, you've done well. You've done well. You left a legacy behind. Your children can live out the legacy that you've left behind. As you watch this, I hope that next year, that those of us who don't have it right, those of us, who are still, struggling, how to be a role model to our children. I'm not talking about anybody else, right? I'm talking about our children. My daughter, she was only 8 at the time. I had no clue that this child has been watching me. I pray at home every time. We'll have devotions, and you know what I did? I bought them Bibles, each of them. Now they are 10 and 11. They have the Bibles. At nighttime, we do devotions. Am I perfect? No, I'm not. Do I have flaws? Oh, yes, I do, because I'm human, but I am trying the best. I am trying my best. The foundation that my mother laid for me, I've tried to lay the same foundation for my kids. So to all of us watching this podcast, I pray that God will give us the strength to be role model to our kids. God bless you. I'll see you next time. Bye.